There we go. Get your crew. I get my crew when you do real. All right, let's go.
Okay, then let's go.
Oh.
Booyah.
What's up? I'm Z.
Actually, I'm Z.
I was Z first.
It really doesn't matter. I'm the cooler Z.
It always matters.
I'm the cooler Z.
If it didn't matter, you wouldn't say anything about being a cooler Z.
I am the cooler Z. And if you don't want to hear our tea, then deuces.
The truth is always better than lies.
And if you don't want to hear our tea, then deuces.
Deuces, the name of the show. Let's get into the tea.
Are you ready to get pissed off this morning?
Why? What are we talking about?
Oh.
What you mean, like more than the bad influences?
Have you heard about a lady named Shiloh Hendricks?
I believe so.
What do you know about her?
The name just sounds familiar.
Let me skip over this guy talking and go straight to the clip.
Oh, that's gonna be so easier in post.
Okay, I'll just play the whole clip then. Will that make it easier for you?
I mean, that's like 5 minutes.
You call him a child? Did you call the child the word?
Yeah, spoiler alert. While I censor it, she uses that word in this video multiple times. Rochester, Minnesota is where this happened. There's a man, we'll just say that he is not white, right? He is at the park with his children. He sees this woman start berating a little black boy, calling him the N-word, and he confronts her.
You call him a child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a... Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say. Nobody dig into your
Kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a... The little child?
What if he acts like one? He's gonna...
Are you about to hit him?
Wow.
You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're going to call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, you're fired.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
God help us.
So she's
What
a
a
skinny,
weaponized
white, blonde lady.
That's a
and
selling.
she's at the park with
a tool.
her child, and a 5-year-old autistic black child was apparently digging through her stuff or took something from her son, and she proceeded to apparently chase him, which we don't see that part in the video, and then call him the N-word with the hard R because she says that's what he was acting like. That's not the most what's the word I want to use? That's not the most like
Degrading, outrageous
part of the story. Let me just play this clip for you.
Play it
That woman
like this.
who called a 5-year-old boy on the playground the N-word has raised $568,000. She's raised her goal to $1 million from like 100,000. She's not looking to raise money for legal fees or anything like that. She's claiming to feel unsafe because of a situation that she's been put in, she said. They've been put into a situation. Baby, you got yourself into this situation. And one of her updates is like, I haven't been harmed, but we won't feel safe until we're able to just relocate. So that's how she's justifying the $1 million. It's one of the terms of uses that you have to clearly define your goal. So I guess calling a 5-year-old the N-word gets you $1 million. No offense, lady, but you didn't really look like you had that kind of lifestyle before this. Anyway, she's acting like she's afraid for her safety. They know where I work out. Yet, if you've seen this video, she did not seem at all bothered. She was brazen. She was bold. She was a piece of shit, frankly. And people are giving $10,000, $2,500, 2025, 2006, and then it goes down incrementally to like $1,000. And the most recent ones are people who like can't even afford to give. And they're like, I'm just gonna give you $5 to show support. And this fucking, what the fuck?
What that says is
Trump's America.
what she's saying that to is
$1,000. And the most recent ones are people incrementally.
a comment somebody left with their donation that says, "Around blacks, never relax."
What the
Trump's
fuck?
America for real.
What the fuck? Sincerely. So I saw this comment on one of these videos that shows like the full length video, and it's fucking horrendous. Saying go and report her campaign on Give Send Go. So I went and I looked at the terms of use on Give Send Go, and I fear they will not be doing anything about this. When they list the campaigns they don't allow, this is how obsessed they are.
Obsessed with what?
You tell me if you think that they're going to do anything about this campaign. Number 2 on their list is you can't fund abortions, and number 3 on their list is you can't promote or fund gender reassignment surgeries for minors. What do you think? You think they're gonna take this one down? And frankly, if you're on this page, you should probably be ashamed.
That sounds very politically drawn. Hearing what they don't fund, it immediately makes sense that she raised money on there. That sounds like it's a community, and then somebody created that for the community to be like, hey, we have to fight the Karen bull-ish on the internet. We're losing jobs, so we need to be able to fund ourselves. That way we can still be racist bigots and be okay. And I'm going to say this immediately. That's what black people should be doing. We should be weaponizing. So the internet was weaponized against racism. And then the internet stepped up and was all like, oh, okay. All right. All right. You guys been watching Roland Martin? Crazy white people? All right. We need to combat this, guys. All right. My cousin, my sister, and my dad have all been on that segment. This is them. Crazy white people. Okay. And we're not crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to be able to raise money. So then when we do lose our job, we can still fund. And I'm going to tell you this. That's what we should be doing as a community for black people, or whatever communities that are being prejudiced against. And we're not even talking about the fact that he was special needs. Like, what the heck? We don't care. Is there
Not
anything
even,
happening for the kid? Or nobody was even standing up for the kid other than the guy, the stranger?
The guy sees that child at the playground often when he takes his kids. That child goes with his older siblings. And so that's why that guy was like, dude, like, are you serious right now? I'm standing up for the kid, because he kind of has a rapport. And even if he wasn't special needs, he's only 5. Okay. If you're a parent, you've taken your kid to the playground or whatever, you've experienced either you're a young child taking something or having something taken for them, or some kind of argument starting because somebody has a toy somebody wants, because they're children.
They're kids. Like, what are we doing? They're kids.
So for her to ignite that much to allegedly chase the child, I'm saying that's alleged because we didn't see the video, and then to call him the hard R N-word is like actually insane.
And it's the reason why you say hard R N-word, because she was using it for hate purposes. Like, so it's like, oh yeah, it's hate speech, but you can be all like, oh, well, they probably say that to each other all the time. The way she was saying it, there was anger, there was hate, there was disdain, and this was a child. Like, period, point blank. Are you going to be sniffing this whole episode?
Maybe. I have allergies.
Directly into the microphone?
So
I will say this too, that this is why with my special needs, black, already 5'11" son, who's just 13, already 5'11". I'm pretty sure he's gonna grow a couple more inches.
Like he's like 6 foot, actually.
Yeah, he's 11. We had an appointment. I noticed that we were at like a church, and, you know, you got to take your kids to the places, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're trained in it," but they're not really trained in it. And so he was like younger, and then he would STEM, and he's a kid, so he's gonna do what he can get away with. And I saw the way that the lady reacted, and I was like, "Okay, you're obviously not trained here because you're acting like this is behavioral or purely behavioral." I'll say. And it might be behavioral, but we have to keep in mind his neural status.
Yeah, he's not
Like,
neurotypical.
he's he's not just autistic. He was also born he's a micro preemie, so he also had brain bleeds, which affects his development. So his chronological age, like his development is retarded, like by definition. And the people are like, "Oh, you can't say that word,"
So
but no,
you
that's
knew
what
from the
that's
time
what
he was
is.
born that he was going to have delays.
Not from the time he was born. Well, yeah, they said he got brain bleeds, stage 3, stage 4, which are both high stages to have, and they're like, "We have to wait and
Y'all,
see
this
as he
family
grows."
stays hiding things from me. I always find out serious medical things
On the show,
way down the line. I don't know if it's because I'm the baby, like I don't know what it is, but they stay
maybe you should be
hiding the
more.
severity of situations from me.
Nobody hid anything.
Mom, don't be.
Nobody hid anything anyway.
Anyways,
Listen, you know what?
let's just pray for the baby. He
you know
was
why my
born
parents
early.
know? My parents knew because they
Let's pray
actually
for the
flew out.
baby.
They flew out to San Diego, and they
He
were
was
there
born
in the
early
meetings to
in
be all like, "Oh,
Japan,
okay."
and da 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 da.
Still be
Anyways,
involved.
I digress. It's not about me.
Just
Continue.
be involved more. Just
Continue.
be
Don't-
involved more. Involve
Boy,
yourself.
I'm about to involve my
Involve
fist to
yourself.
your face in a second. Keep playing with me. Continue. Continue.
So he had brain bleeds in addition to, well, let's just go down it real quick. So my son was born 25 weeks, water breaks. All right. A lot of stuff ensues. Okay. I'm upset with the military, by the way, they handled that personally. Okay. All right. So he ends up being born, right, a week later after mom's water breaks at 25 weeks. So he's born right at 26 weeks. Comes out 2 pounds. He can fit into my hand. No kidding. I can see it. Boom. Right. He came out the womb frowning. I was like, "Oh, that's funny." He was cute. Obviously, C-section. He's there. Critical care, NICU, which is neonatal intensive care unit, because he was born so early, micro preemie. They have to fly us from Japan because the military is footing the bill for us to be in this Japanese hospital, which was
Which
amazing.
Did
Okay.
they speak English?
and it was like, all right, no, they didn't speak it. So we fly out to Okinawa because they have a NICU facility. So, you know, it's a very bumpy flight. It's just crazy.
This all sounds very stressful. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Her water broke, and then they flew us to Okinawa because they don't have a NICU there. So we get to Okinawa. As soon as we get there, she has an infection. I'm pretty sure that they didn't handle it the way they're handling in Japan. I was like, if you were in Japan, he probably would have been brought to full term because they had some medications there. Long story short, okay, boom, he comes out. Like I said, 2 pounds, fits on my hand, all that, on the incubator. He's not fully developed. He has PDA, which means that his heart was still connected to his mother because he wasn't finished gestating, obviously. So that's affecting his breathing because the chamber that has the red blood cells is mixing with the chamber that has the blue blood cells. So we have deoxygenated, or not yet oxygenated, and oxygenated blood cells that are mixing, which is causing problems for his heart, which means he can't fully inflate his lungs so he can breathe. You following? Okay. So
Did
he's
they
on a
explain that to
ventilator.
you in that detail? That's actually.
Yes, I did. Dad was like, "Oh, he was taking notes," and I was just like, "Well, yeah, okay." So that's what was going on with him. He was on a the thing. He was breathing for him because he can't breathe for himself. All right. So it was that. He was also under the blue light. And 3 months, at 3 months of being born, like, you know, super early, they had the first procedure, and it was PDA. They had to fly him from Okinawa to San Diego. 3 months after being out the womb, he was flying. He flew with the whole team of nurses. And every time in San Diego, they still remember him prior to this day. They're like, "You remember Caleb? Because he came, he had this whole team." And we were like, "Oh, yeah." Because he's a NICU graduate now. So they go there. This doctor
Oh,
that's
you
like
should take him
world
back to visit them.
renowned
They probably love
everywhere. He comes in, he does the surgery, and this guy is great. Like my son is like this big.
Oh my gosh, this sounds like a Grey's Anatomy.
He's like this big. You know what I'm talking about? He's going in there. He closes it up. He's all like, all right, done. And I mean, you could tell he knew what he was doing because he was like, oh, it's like easy day, easy day, easy day. So he went in there. He does it. He's like, all right, we're done. It's all good. So he does the PDA. All right. So now his heart is closed from being connected to his mom. He still has the hole in his heart between the two chambers. So then 6 months of life, he's still in the NICU, you know, mind you, my wife has not been able to like really hold her son, change her son, do all the stuff that you would usually think. You know what I mean? So you got to think about the emotional toll on that. So that's still happening. The ASD surgery happens. Well, it's more as a procedure. You have to go through his belly button or his groin to put in a little disc to where it'll seal off the hole in the chambers, and then tissue will grow around it. And now the blood is not going to mix anymore. So once that happened, he was able to get off the ventilator. Mind you, while he's on the ventilator, you have a pulse ox when we take him home, and we have to see his saturation levels to make sure that he's getting enough oxygen into his lungs. There was a scare, right? Mom went and woke up dad. Dad. Woke me up, and she was all like, yo, he's not breathing. He was turning blue. I ran in there. They taught us like the little CPR.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about? I go in there. I see that. Do. Boom. He's all good.
This is
Most terrifying probably night of my life.
This is what you need to write.
I woke
this
up
is what you need
and
to
I was like,
shoot.
I
This is what you
screamed.
need
First
to
thing I
put
did, I
out.
screamed. I was like, oh my God. I was
This needs to be
like,
your first
God, no.
script.
Because I didn't want to take my son. All right. Went in there, did that, boop, 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 boop. All right, it's all good. And then we went to the hospital just to be safe. He was in and out of the hospital so much. And the thing is, whenever they go to the hospital, they're like, okay, well, this is the procedure that we do. And they got to do the thing. And it was all like, bro, no. Listen, he cannot get sick. He cannot get sick. If he gets sick, it's like it could end his life, literally. You know what I mean? So, you know, I had to be an advocate for him from a very young age. So I was like, I don't think you understand what's going on. You know what I'm talking about? So
this is all very fascinating and not to
Fast
sound
forward
insensitive, but bring it back. Bring it around. Back to the topic. Go ahead. Fast forward.
you said
I
you
love my
wanted it.
nephew. I'm so
You
grateful
said you
he's here with
wanted it.
us right now.
You
This
said
gives
you
me a
wanted
new
it.
appreciation
Guys,
for him
remember
for
she was
sure.
like, oh my gosh, nobody
But also,
tells
let's
me anything.
stay on
Nobody
topic.
tells me
Let's get
anything.
back to the racist way.
All right, so it's all gonna come back around. All right.
Okay.
So, what was it? The brain bleeds. Oh yeah. So find the brain bleeds. We're gonna find out as he grows older. He gets the ASD surgery procedure, and then he can breathe now without the oxygen, and it's pretty much regular from there. Then he starts growing, he starts developing, and then about 2, I think I want to say like about 2, is when he's diagnosed with extreme social autism. That's what it was. That's what the diagnosis was at 2. He's been back. It might have changed, but that's when we found out. And then as he grows and develops, we're going to continue to see how the brain bleeds have affected him mentally. His core strength is still not there because his sister immediately, I saw the difference because she was born at 39 weeks of gestation. He was born at 25 weeks or right at 26 weeks. And I remember when I took her home and put her in the car seat, she was already, like standing up. And I was all like, oh, wow, this is the vast difference between her going to just about full term and him only getting halfway there. So even now to this day, like when he sits down on the couch, like his core strength is like not there. So it's like, we still got to work on it, but he doesn't have the confidence in his core either that she has, just because of his first 3 months of life on this earth was in an incubator under like the lights and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, diagnosed with autism. So as he grows up, and then we learn more because we have a child that is, severely autistic. He's still nonverbal. So the difference between me and his mother has been, I've always been like, okay, so I've seen the way people treat big Black men in the Navy who are just socially different. I don't know if they're autistic. Now what I know, they probably had a form. They were probably, what's that called? The line?
Spectrum?
Yeah, they were probably on the spectrum now. But it's like, okay, I don't want my son to sit here and get shot because they're going to shoot first and ask questions later. So I've always been a certain way with him when it comes to like obedience, because I'm like, listen, you're not going to be one of the kids that's going out here doing everything, because you're not these other kids. That's assault. I'm like, y'all letting these kids assault people, they're going to grow up to be adults. So my son, I was all like, he's going to learn, he's going to listen, to keep him safe, because that's what I saw. Even when we do the IEPs, it's all like, don't word this. We're not going to word this like he's being bad or he's like not being obedient, because then he's going to have a record saying that he's aggressive. So now people are going to treat him like he's just behaving badly when he's stimming, or there's an antecedent here. And it's like, you have to learn these things, but the average person isn't going to take time to learn and see. Like the guy had a rapport with the kid. So he knew, all right, on top of him being a kid and being an adolescent, he also is neurodivergent. But the average person is going to look and, result to anger, fear, or whatever.
Which is still crazy because he's only 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if it was neurotypical, it's all like, okay,
he's 5.
It's a kid.
I've experienced stranger kids grab things from my kids, and I'm just like, hey, don't do that. Give it back. And sometimes I've had to be like, give it back. And they're like, oh, this lady, and that's that. Or I would go look for the parent.
I talk to every kid like they're my kid.
But I would never, that's crazy. So what people are saying on X is that basically white people are saying, well, we're donating to her because Black people, you've been donating to Carmelo Anthony, who's a Black 17-year-old who was accused of stabbing a white 17-year-old at a track meet. His case is coming up soon. Apparently he has a campaign on the same website, Give, Send, Go, and he's raising money for his legal fees for that. So the big thing on Twitter is, well, you guys are donating to him, so we're going to donate to this white lady that called this 5-year-old the N-word because you guys are donating to this Black kid that stabbed this white kid. What is even happening? What is even happening? Like where, like what?
Line. There's no, the lines. Okay. So
like we live in a TV show. Like
people
I can't
can do what they want with their money. The part that's crazy to me is you feel like you have to justify it. Just be like, hey, it's my money and I'm gonna do with it as I please. Why are you sitting here and saying, oh, well, you're paying for the legal fees for this person? And
exactly.
Honestly, that's where people can do what they want with their money, but it's like the selective outrage. And you can't say that racism, you can say it, but it wouldn't be true to say that racism doesn't affect things that happen in America. Because I've said this before, if there's a case and somebody's Black and somebody's white, like immediately, it's like we're thinking about the race because of the history of race in America. So the odds of the family, of the Black family having the funds and the resources in a court case are assumed to be not as much as the family who is white. And it could be vice versa, but just based on the history of a race in this nation, you would assume, the first, like, oh, well, they probably don't have resources to be able to fight this case. And then also, if it was vice versa, where it was a white kid that stabbed the Black kid, it would also be viewed differently. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, let's not act like that isn't a part of it. If you strip away everything, then it's all like, well, yeah, something happened. And then somebody has, but it's not even the same situation. We're talking about legal representation and somebody who on their own accord was saying things. You know what I mean?
It's like, well, we don't feel safe now. We need to move. Like, girl, that's not what you were saying to homie. And what you couldn't see, if you are listening, when the guy was confronting her, she was flipping him off so much Like when she wasn't responding, when there was the quiet moments, she was just flipping him off. With her son and her, I would have been like, put your baby down real quick. Just put your baby down real quick. Just go put him in the car. Actually, what I would have done, especially if I witnessed her chasing the child, is
Tripped her.
I would have followed her to her vehicle. I would have been recording. I would have had someone call the cops, and I wouldn't let her leave until the cops come to do a report. That's actually what I would have done. Because you're chasing this child and you're coming at him very hostile, calling him the N-word with a hard R. I feel like if there was no other adults around, you would have tripped this kid, slapped this. I don't know what you would have done. I feel like you would have been violent towards this kid.
He should have recorded that part.
So
instead of the aftermath and just been all like,
I would have been like, you're not leaving. I'm going to sit on your car and record you. And I'm going to have somebody call the cops. What are you going to do? Remove me with your kid in your, please. So
so you would have been shot. And then it would have been more of a news story. Cops would have came and I was like, was it the black one, ma'am? No, I'm the one that called the cops. It's the black.
What? Me? Oh, that would also be a good. Anyways, so apparently law enforcement is now getting involved.
KPTC is reaching out to law enforcement in the wake of a video going viral on social media that was reportedly recorded in Rochester, and many of our viewers have contacted us about it. There's a video circulating on multiple social media platforms that was reportedly recorded at a park in Rochester. The video shows a woman holding a small child making racist slurs in reference to another child at the playground who she claims had taken something that belonged to her child. The person recording the video alludes to the child being targeted as having special needs. KTTC does not own the rights to this video, nor are we choosing to identify anyone until more information comes to light. We can now confirm Rochester police have received multiple calls about the video and are actively looking into the matter. The Rochester branch of the NAACP released a statement today about the video, saying it is outraged and deeply disturbed by the incident, saying in part, quote, "We call on the City of Rochester Police Department, the City of Rochester's City Attorney's Office, and Olmsted County Attorney's Office to launch a full investigation and to file all appropriate charges."
Is it like
end
a simple
quote.
case? Like what's
I don't think they're going to do anything.
Like, what
I
are you
don't
gonna
even
do?
think
What
they're
can
really
you do in that
investigating
situation?
it. I feel like they're just saying that.
it's like, we'll look at it. Hey, let's go watch the video a couple times. And,
Right.
But honestly,
And then
what
let's put out a statement.
what did she do illegally? Because they're saying to do an investigation. You've seen the video of what was alleged, and if that was the case, what would be brought? Disturbance of the peace, public display of racism. Like, what's the? It's not even a charge. Like, you know, what I'm
I don't
saying?
know.
Like, what are we gonna do?
But if she was actually like chasing the child, and then did she like snatch it?
If you yell an obscenity around children, is that something? That's the only thing, because she kind of admitted that she said the N-word with a hard R,
then
which
she said it like 5 more times,
which is hate speech, right? So it's like, okay, now is it gonna be like, oh, we're gonna do something about that? Because if she was saying, if it was a kid that was all like, they want to be her, and you're saying he, then I think something would get done. Because the community would be all like, oh, nah, we gonna do something about this. Because the kid, da da da. So what's gonna happen in those terms, like legally? Is that against the law?
I don't know.
To like
But
use
I don't think
profane
the
language in
cops
front
are
of kids?
looking into it for real. I think they're just saying that because they're getting calls.
No, they're probably gonna look into it, but that's probably okay. Well, I watched the
They're gonna be
TikTok
like,
video.
well, we watched it and
Okay, we watched
sorry.
it, and then we talked to him. She said, you know, I'm white and a woman. What are you doing here? So we left promptly, and then we went and talked to the other guy. He had some warrants. We arrested him. I mean,
Right. No, literally. No. So I just that ticked me off this morning. And I feel about it kind of like this one creator was like, I thank God, she's country. I thank God that all my Black life, he's never put me in these situations, because, and that's how I feel about it. Like,
oh, my black light.
I thank God, because I don't know. Yeah, I saw that first thing this morning. Was actually planning to come here to talk about Donald Trump being the Antichrist, because that's trending on Twitter right now.
What did he do recently?
And then I saw that. And did you see the AI image of him as the Pope that he posted on the White House page?
He posted an image of himself being the Pope.
Child, yes.
And now people are saying Antichrist because of that. I would say the
there's a whole list of why people
there is
are
a
saying
guy. Dude, there is so much. If you're in that life, that's not a bad picture. I'm not gonna lie to you. AI did that. That looks so real. Like he could be. He fits. I'm sorry. The aura, it's giving I am the Father, like the corrupt ones. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh, stop. There's White Lives Matter protests going on.
white vibes or white lives?
You heard me, white lives. Carmelo Anthony is a murderer. Justice for Austin Metcalf. White Lives Matter.
I mean, what? There's nothing outrageous about that because white lives do matter.
They do. And
However,
that he shouldn't have.
It goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's all like nobody's saying that white lives don't matter. And by saying Black Lives Matter, it's not saying that other lives that aren't Black don't matter. But it's saying the whole inclusion, equity, all that, like it's not there. Okay. White lives have never been considered less valuable than a piece of furniture. White lives in America had never been considered property. And it's all like, oh, I can move my property around state lines. Like, you can't sit here and make it seem like it's just, oh, okay, well, it stopped. So now it doesn't matter anymore. There's ramifications from actions. There were laws made to keep Black people like impoverished. There was laws. This isn't like speculation. This is in the history books. This is in the laws. There's still laws in the Constitution that says that. There's amendments, but it's not even like official. So it's still there, like in the laws for the country. So we can't make it seem like, oh, well, let's just all be equal. But it was never, America was never equal. The idea was there, but America has never lived up to the idea of America. Like from the beginning, it was stolen from somebody else. This is the history of the nation. Can we just be honest about it and just be like, listen, this is white fragility. We don't want to lose the position that we were born into because of the way we've allowed the country to be. So we're going to stand up for wrong, even though it's not wrong, even though it's not really justice, but you're like saying, okay, this is how we see it. Just say that instead of trying to make it sound like it's something else.
But also don't try to be like, well, where's all the outrage now? As if Black people are like, yeah, he killed that white boy. No, nobody's fine with that. The only reason that protests started and people got so, the Black Lives Matter thing started in the first place was because of police brutality and because of cops killing Black. Like, think about the George Floyd situation. Just because there's not protest uproaring everywhere because this young boy was killed doesn't mean that Black people are like on board with it. I've not seen one person being like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like how people were with Trayvon Martin. Okay. Well, shouldn't have been, I haven't seen any of that from Black people on this situation.
The thing is, if we're looking to say,
so it's like, no, it's not, they're trying to compare apples to oranges.
It's like if one person is known to be impoverished, then they'll probably need help with resources. If the other person is known to already have the resources, well, what are we protesting? They most likely are going to have the resources to battle whatever comes their way, even if that resource is just public perception. Like, there's so many terrorists that have been here, and because they've been white, it's like, well, we're not going to use that word. We're not going to say that. But like the people that were going into Black churches, there were white people who were going into Black churches and killing innocent people. You know what I'm saying? About going and like Black children. If you go back to, like I said, history. But it's like, well, it doesn't really count because, they're Black. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Not even the Love Rock 9, the people that were killed in the church that got blown up. And it's like Tulsa, there's so many examples where there's a clear double standard.
Mhm.
And where's the outrage? Well, you are the outrage. Like, what are you talking about? You are the outrage for the cause that you believe in. That cause can be a racist cause, and that cause can be a justice cause. But we choose to live in America. That's what it is. That's honestly my only issue, is because you can do what you want with your resources. But that's the reason why we need to band together. We got church. That's the reason why we got to band together and be like, all right, well, let's come together and create a resource for when the injustice happens, and not necessarily depend on other people to do it for us. And that's what's happening on this site. It's all like, okay, here's a resource we can use to raise whatever for our people.
Yeah.
You have a right to do that.
Yep.
Just like the other people have a right to do that.
Yeah.
But it's like, when we say these things,
both things are on the same site. So, it's just unfortunate that everybody wants to make it a black versus white thing, when it's like,
that's because of history of race in the country.
yeah, it's like you can't be like, well, we're going to give money to this grown white woman who attacked this 5-year-old little nigger boy because this 17-year-old black boy killed this 17-year-old white kid.
Yeah,
and that'll make it
have
even.
To do with the other.
Like what?
First, that's not justice. Two, what's this? What was that banjo?
Because that's who they are in my brain.
Wow. So black people don't play banjos. See, that's America did that.
It wouldn't sound like that.
Don't. I'm sure that's where they got it from. Black people.
Just like country music. Cowboy Carter's on tour right now. Don't even get me started on how people are coming for Beyonce's daughter. Now they're saying, pay attention closely. That's behavior of somebody on the spectrum. That's behavior of a 7-year-old child on stage in front of 1 million people. Please stop. Please stop.
What?
Anyways.
Because of what Kanye said?
People have been speculating that before Kanye said that Beyonce's twins were on the spectrum because they're not in public.
But why is that a big deal if they are on the spectrum?
It's not, but I'm saying people are taking the footage of her 7-year-old daughter on stage in front of millions of people with her mom being like this. Like any 7-year-old, in my opinion, would, unless they're shy.
I mean, yeah, I'm saying 87-year-old. They'd probably be like, there's so many eyes on me.
And they're being like, oh, see, I'm a special needs TA, and shut up. You're not a doctor. Please. Anyways.
I just feel like if that's the narrative, is it like something's wrong with the child?
No, there's nothing wrong with it, but stop trying to speculate on people's kids is the point.
Who sinned in the lineage to make this person blind? And they're like, dude, nobody is it like that? Like, oh, see,
bringing that up,
since Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're into that stuff, and now they have a kid that's on the spectrum. Is that the narrative? Is that how people are looking at it?
That. I guarantee you just reminded me of my friend. She's my close friend now, so I'm not about to tell it on this podcast. I'll tell you when we're done recording. But you just reminded me of something her auntie said to her.
Ooh, like, share, and subscribe to find out.
Oh.
Go to our Patreon, we'll tell you. As soon as we create one. But that's that's what it sounds like. And that goes back to the point. It's just like people want to try to bring morals and ethics into stuff. And it's all like, just, hey, I'm pushing an agenda that I want to push.
Just mind your business.
And that's in my right to do so.
Just mind your business.
Just do that. But instead,
and
it's
even
all
if
like,
Rumi and Sir are autistic, they well taken care of, baby. It will be for the rest of their life. So why do you care?
I mean, a lot of people are.
Why do you care?
Autistic, though. Maybe they'll be on a show about finding love. Be exploited like the other people.
The spectrum. You think they're exploited? That could be an episode.
I do feel like this.
All of them?
I feel like, bro, I feel like the only people are watching this is because they're on the spectrum. And there's already this thought of, well, if you're on the spectrum, you're at a disadvantage. So then it's like, oh, special needs people coming together. And it's like a situation where you think you're doing something sweet where really it may be the case of I just want to live a regular life like everybody else.
I took it as we are grown adults just like everybody else. I took it as like education. Just because we're on the spectrum, we're still adults. We still want to find love. We still want to do the deed.
It might have started like that. Maybe. I don't know.
I haven't seen the second season.
I haven't watched any of the stuff, but I saw some of the clips that we played, and I'm like, it seems like why? It seems like the same type of exploitation, I would say, is my 6,000 pound life is. It's like we're exploiting these people.
They choosing to do that
like-
on my 600 pound life.
Jerry Springer. How Jerry Springer started, because I watched the documentary and it was all like these are adults and they can make their own decisions, but it's still like there's an exploitation there because America's hungry for certain things, and because there's ratings and because there's people watching it, so it's not like people stop watching it. Okay, we're gonna stop showing it. Now all these resources that they were getting, they're not gonna still get it. Like, are we donating to things? Are we, you know, I'm talking about real life doing some stuff, or are we just getting ratings to watch their experiences and be all like, oh, they're just like us? Like, yeah, dude, everybody got their own stuff going on. Like.
But on the other side of that, there's shows like 1,000 Pound Sisters where Tammy, and they actually
what?
They actually all started losing weight and got healthier and changed their life.
Why are we still watching the show?
Maybe they wouldn't have done that if they weren't on the show. I think it's a yes and not an either or. Anyways,
we're improving now.
Let's wrap this up. So we can make some TikToks and I can head to the Bay, the area like that. Tell the people that 40 water is back. Anyways, do you have anything else to say? I don't. Racism sucks. Don't ever call a 5-year-old an N-word in front of me. And that same token, don't ever.
Just the N-word?
Don't ever get out.
Anything else is fair game for the 5-year-old.
Don't ever get at a 5-year-old. Don't ever get at a child crazy in front of me. Whether you black, white, Mexican, Indian, Asian, whatever.
The parent.
Don't get at a... Don't. I pray that I continue in my black life to not have these experiences because, baby, only God knows.
Continue in your black life with your black jobs. It's a callback. Anything else? It's crazy how you can get here early to do this episode, but you can't get to church early for it.
Go follow us on all the socials: Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn,
I know you
TikTok. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. These episodes are great when you listen, and they're even greater when you watch because you get to see our faces and things. That's all I have to say on the matter. Today is Sunday, and I will not be attending church. And should we say deuces?
Like I'm gonna say when they get caught up, but you're still here. It's not funny.
Anyways.